So I've got this piece of walnut. It's a 8/4 thick piece that's three sides surface three sides, and basically it'll probably be about 4.5 inches wide when I go and rip this. So I will probably make this into like 3/8 inch slabs, and what's most likely going to happen, because I have a 10-inch blade on the table saw, I have put a 12-inch blade on here, but I still don't think that'll make it all the way through. And also it's walnut, so it's going to be, you're going to want to go slow anyway, or generally take multiple passes. But I'm just going to end up flipping the wood and then probably planing it, just because there will be like essentially a seam if you come in from both sides to get all the way through this. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot for 3/7 inch, and then I'll have enough of this wood. And it looks pretty similar to the Ipe. It's not necessarily cheaper. I actually don't know by the board foot. It's probably a little cheaper than Ipe by the board foot, especially if you get it in 4/4 thick. But you know, it's just got a little less red in it, but generally it should hold up fine. It's not going to see as much heat as the Ipe, I would think, because it's going to be lower down and separated by that like double wall of the fire pit. So yeah, we'll give this a shot. All right, so I didn't actually have to clean up the one edge on, like the inside edge on these guys. I did end up putting this over the joiner, using it as a single-sided planer, basically. I think I could have used the planer. I just didn't really want to bust it out, even though it's right there. The only problem with the joiner is that it does leave, like when you go to reapply pressure or change your hand position, it will leave, you know, unless you're like super careful or have a jig set up, it does leave this this like mark. But I'm just gonna go sand that out. It should come out no problem. So basically, yeah, you could obviously avoid. I should have left. I had plenty of wood. I should have left it another 1/2 inch long so that I could have all like the, you know, the clean initially surface side as the exposed side, and then I should have just left the inside as like the ripped side with like a minor, there was like a, you know, a thin difference between like the first cut and the second cut. But I didn't do it that way. So yeah, I'm just gonna sand it, and then I'll put some teak oil on it. And then what I'm gonna do is, where the bar is, I'll basically just like have a flat bracket. So I'm gonna put a bracket up from the inside, put a bracket here. That'll grab both like a piece of wood here and a piece of wood above. So it'll look something like that. All right, so I'm about to throw teak oil on these guys. Basically, I just went up to 180 grit because I don't really, it's just more visual than anything, and that should be good enough. I did bevel some of these corners, the bottoms of each one of these sections, because of there's a weld fillet down there. You may not have a weld fillet, but and also it doesn't even matter that much. I just wanted it to be horizontal, and that I figured if I can just, you know, align the edge of the slat with the metal, it'll allow it for like very easy fit up. So Yep, basically just gonna throw T-fill on these and then we'll install with the brackets. All right, so I have these 3 by 5 inch metal plates from Home Depot. They're like 60 cents a piece. And then I used self-tapping metal screws, number 8 by 3/4. Basically super easy to get. You don't have to drill basically into the steel, so you just run the drill on speed 2 on the gearbox and drive it straight through. And then basically this thing needs to flex, this bracket, and I'm using number 4 by 3/8 inch sheet metal screws, and they would be too long, just barely too long, by maybe a 1/16 of an inch, but the bracket needs to flex to reach the wood, so I'm just using 2 screws on each side. And I didn't put tape on the drill bit. I'm just kind of going a slight amount with the drill. I probably should have beveled this more. Let's try to but yeah, just kind of drill in a little bit, get a starter hole. And then flex the bracket as you push screw driver. And just screw it in until it grabs by a couple threads, essentially, is all I'm doing here. Yeah, that's it. And then just do the same thing on the other side and then all around. And we should end up not being able to see the bricks and the dissimilar materials. Well, this is the table after a fire was burning for about 2 or 3 hours last night, and there definitely was ash that got on the table, but there's no discoloration really. Maybe the biscuits a tiny bit, but generally it seems to have held up really well. And then you just can't really put like drinks or food on it while you're burning the fire, because I think what's happening is these holes are definitely like letting air through like they're supposed to. They're forcing air through, but it's pushing ash like beyond the center of the fire to the other side. And generally worked out well. Didn't create a problem with this shade. It is offset quite a bit, so yeah, generally worked out.